Hey, it's Damon Williams, and you are now checked in. On today's episode, I have the two Garys of comedy. First up, Gary Owen. You know him as the first white guy to ever host anything on BT's Comic View, as well as his stand-up specials, films, and all of that. And then Gary G. Think Johnson. He's the host of his own sitcom, which is called Grown Folks. You saw it on Bounce TV, but it's now on the UMC network, and he hosts and does his thing around the country as well. I'm Damon Williams, and you're checked in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the check-in. My good friend stopped by. You know him from Comic View back in the day. That's where I met him. But he's gone on to do so many tremendous major things. He broke the color barriers, the first white guy to host Comic View. Probably the first white person to host anything on BET. And probably still the only white person to host something on BET. Y'all show some love for Gary Owen.
Hey, what's up?
What up, G?
Been hanging out here for the last couple hours, you know.
Yeah, we had a few technicals that we had to correct, and you know, unfortunately, on your episode, we would be on CP time. So you're back out on the road, man. What's it been like? First of all, let me say this: we all had the shutdown when the pandemic hit the initial time. When you came back out, how rusty was it? How weird was it for you to perform live?
Well, you know, when you're the best, it doesn't faze you at all. I mean, I heard other comics said it took them a couple of weeks to get back in the groove, but I jumped right back in.
Yeah, and you went right back out too. Like as soon as I saw opportunities with clubs opening, you hit. Now, as you know, D.L. Hughley, when he went out on the road right after this, he actually collapsed on stage and subsequently was tested positive for the COVID. And people were saying, well, we know DL got money. Why is he out there working? We know that you got a few bucks. What motivated you to get back out? Was it the desire to work, or what motivated you to get back out there?
I like my job. I love it. And I always say, like, comedy is my drug of choice. So, you know, like, if you're an addict, I'm addicted to stand-up. And I caught the virus early. I didn't get on Facebook and say, pray for me. I kept it to myself. But once I caught it, and then I got through it, and I read up on all the, you know, how to protect yourself, how to protect other people, I felt safe enough to go back on the road. And you know, I was good.
That's good. I just read, though, so have you had any lingering effects that you know of that noticeably?
Nope, nothing.
Because, look, man, I read just recently, there was an article posted that said one of the possible lingering effects would be erectile dysfunction. You good?
I only need half of mine, so I'm good. Damon, I'm packing so much heat. I only needed to go a little, you know, halfway up, right? I read that too. But I think it's like with anything, I can't stand the fear that they put out there with everything in the media.
Right.
And so I'm just like, okay. Because I knew when the virus hit, I knew there was gonna be like a healthy 20-year-old that caught it and died. And they were gonna run with it. But that's like anything. There's 20-year-old people that catches cancer and it happens. There's 20-year-old people that die of the flu. It happens. But I knew the media would do that. So I knew there was going to be something sexual that was going to happen. They were going to harp on it. I knew it. I was hoping to be increased penis size. They went through it.
So you actually had the virus and you kept it to yourself. And that's the way I feel about stuff like that. Like my aunt passed from the virus, and I didn't post that because, you know, after a while, it's just the same thing, you know, the prayer hands and the condolences and praying for you. And none of that's going to bring my aunt back. And it's really just increasing the grief because you keep reminding me. So I understand you enjoying your privacy on that. Let me switch gears. You're a very accomplished stand-up. You have several specials. In fact, my executive producer and his daughter are here, Jordan and Greg Bush. Greg purchased these the last time he saw you, the last two times, as a matter of fact. These
Holy
are your
cow.
DVDs. Yeah, you even signed them.
Yeah.
So you have real fans in on production over here. So stop roasting them about our glitches.
Hey, those have now turned into amazing coasters.
Yeah. they never been open anyway. They look very fresh. I think he just wanted to show some support.
Oh,
But
that's
you get
dope,
out,
though.
man. Yeah, absolutely. And you're one of the road warriors. Like you're one of those comics that you could be doing arenas, and I'm sure you do theaters and arenas, but you really get out into the clubs. I know I saw you had a chance to check you out at Houston at the Improv. Which do you prefer, the club sets or the bigger shows?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Because club is I always say like the clubs are training camp if you want to relate to sports. You need the club to get ready for the theater. I guess there's no feeling like ripping the theater though. But you need the club. So the clubs is where you get excited, like, oh my god, I got new jokes, I could try them. And if they don't work, it doesn't really matter. With the theater, you got to bring your A game, like from jump. You can't be trying something new in front of 5,000 people.
Yeah, you don't want to, but I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point you're kind of like Jay-Z in it, so you know what's funny when you go out there. But I do agree as a comic that club is that's your training camp. So you do stand up, but now you really accomplished as an actor. You got several films under your belt. Talk about your first ever role and not only the role, but did you have to audition for it?
I did. The first acting gig I had was Held Up, Jamie Foxx. And Jamie saw me on stage, and he kind of set up the audition for me. I had to audition, but it was kind of a loaded audition. Like, it was mine to lose. So the director and the caster could have nixed it, but I guess I did my job and I got it. But Held Up, Jamie looked out for me in that one. He got me in the room because I didn't have an agent or a manager, and it was crazy because I no acting experience. Jamie calls, I hang out with him a few times. He says I got this movie, and like 3 weeks after I meet Jamie, I'm in Canada shooting a movie with him.
That's dope. And big ups to Jamie. He's a real brother. He always has been very gracious. He lets people come by the house. And rest in peace, he lost his sister. When it comes to the acting situations, though, you've named some of like your favorite roles and things that you've been in.
Well, I tell you, my favorite role was a movie called College that nobody saw.
I saw it.
We shot it in New Orleans. I just had the best time on that movie, and I really got to be like the wild comedian guy. Because, like, granted, Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man 2 are amazing, but my character was more reserved, and my humor was dry. Where in college, I got to really let loose, be the wild man, and the director gave me like kind of free range, kind of wing it, and I just had a good. I don't know, it was just fun on set and off set. I had the best time with the cast and crew. So College was my favorite, but the one I probably got most excited was Think Like a Man, just because I knew the star power coming with it, and then we had a feeling that this movie might do really well. So the excitement leading up to Think Like a Man coming out was the most excited. But I would say the funnest time I had was College, and I really thought that was going to be the one.
I actually saw that movie. I think, matter of fact, it was a funny clip from that, and I sent it to you when I saw it. But you talked about star power. You worked on Daddy Daycare, and Eddie Murphy's he's on that film, correct? Did you have any scenes with Eddie in the movie?
Yeah, we did the broccoli and the carrot, and he got me out of the carrot outfit, put me in the broccoli outfit.
You gonna be the broccoli?
No, I don't want to be a bush.
It's not a bush. It's a stalk of broccoli. It's a strong stalk of broccoli.
Yeah,
I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, you can make that work. Come on, let's go in here and you're going to switch this suit on and get the broccoli. Trust me on this thing. Okay, let's go. B-R-O-C-C-O-L-I. I am the broccoli and don't know why.
But that was my because Eddie didn't come to the table reads. He didn't go to the rehearsals. He doesn't have to. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the first time I met him was the first time we really shot the scene. And he came around the corner and he was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Like he knew me. And I was like, "What?" And then I don't know, we did the scene. It was great. But that audition, I made that song up in the audition, the broccoli song, BROCCOLI. I just made it up, and that's how I got the part.
That's awesome. Speaking of him recognizing you, what celebrity besides Eddie, because I mean that might be the top of the list, has recognized you or your work, and you were surprised that that they knew you or that you were excited about them knowing you?
Adam Sandler. We had probably about 5 years ago. We did a charity function, I don't know, somewhere in LA, and I was on it with him, and he saw me on the stage. I wasn't even backstage yet. I was like coming to backstage. And he like hit me on my shoulder, goes, "Hey man, you're a funny fucker." I was like, "What?" I didn't even know if he knew me. And then another one was what's that guy's name from Stream? Arquette, David Arquette. We had an audition. We auditioned for the same sitcom during pilot season, and we were sitting in the audition room going up for the same part. And when I sat down, he just leaned over and goes, "Hey man, I really like your comedy. Funny guy." And I was like, "Really?"
Wow.
So those two it was just unexpected because of the setting. I wasn't at a comedy show. I wasn't at like some celebrity basketball game. It was just random settings.
Dope. You have a deep appreciation for sports, and you really football, and I know you do things with some of the basketball players as well. How did you get your affiliation with athletes? Because I know you know a lot of athletes. How did that come about?
I don't know. All comedians, I think all entertainers deep down, we want to be athletes, and athletes want to be entertainers. So it's kind of like, I don't know. If I meet an athlete and we exchange numbers, I really call. I maintain the relationship. A lot of guys don't call. I'll call you. What up? Good game today. So I think it's just being a pest.
But you end up doing like golf outings and charity banquets and all those things for their charity and foundations and such. So let that be a lesson to you people. Follow up when you meet your stars and athletes, and you'll end up getting booked.
Well, and don't ask them for stuff.
Yeah.
Just really ask how they're doing.
Yep.
Send them a text. It's sort of like when you have a little a chick out there that you just want to maintain the relationship with, so you hit her with a good morning every once in a while. And don't do it during like the holidays, because everybody's hitting them during the holidays. You got to catch them in the down moments when nobody was suspected. You speaking of sports, you're
Happy Earth Day, baby.
Yeah.
You recycle some today, baby girl.
Exactly. I know you're a huge Bengals fan, and your team is, they doing what they do, but you recently moved away from Cincinnati. How's the move been, and what's going on with your life at home?
Well, this was a great interview. You brought up that shit. Thanks. I was enjoying this conversation. You brought up my beloved Bengals.
Hey, at least they don't give you hope like they do us in Chicago. The Bears started out with it and then just tanked 6 games in a row. So that's crazy. With the sports though, man, it's weird because, of course, the NBA had their bubble season and NFL is playing now. But do you really think we need the canned audio, or you think you could enjoy the game without the fake PlayStation crowds?
Yeah, I don't think you need that. I think that's so pointless.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
And you know
what you working on, man? What's next for you, G?
what I got? Well, I was shooting a movie and then COVID hit, and then we came back to finish it during COVID in August, and we literally have 2 scenes left. But our lead actress is a 77-year-old lady, and she's not ready to travel, which nobody can be mad at her about.
Exactly.
So we're just kind of waiting on her to be comfortable enough to work, and then we could finish this movie. But I'm excited about it because it looks like it's coming out pretty good.
And that leads me to a whole different topic. She's 77. We just got our president-elect in, Joe Biden. How do you feel about the age of the president and if there should be like an age limit? Because Joe Biden is my mother's age, and we don't even let my mother drive at night. So what do you think about politicians being that old in office?
Yeah. What is it, 35, the president?
I guess that's the youngest, maybe.
Yeah. I think 35 to 75 is the fight. Once you're over that, you had your chance.
And Joe barely
you can't.
Dude, he been running.
Damon,
He kept running.
You
Though.
can't
He
let
ran
go of
against
his
every
best
president.
candidate. Well,
he
had 40 years to prove that. Good luck. I don't know if he's going to be here for re-election.
Nah, he ain't gonna do the whole 4 years. I think we just needed him to make it to the inauguration and then let Kamala take over. He can go back to the basement. I just want to say this, man. I really appreciate you taking out time because I know you're a busy dude, man, and you got a lot going on. But hold on, what's happening?
They have a special for Gary.
They have a special what for Gary?
Special for Gary. They do the broccoli routine.
Oh, okay. Well, check this out. I got something for you. Breaking news. Come on camera. You're gonna have to find your way in here somehow.
Hi. Hello there. We don't need all the highs. Just
Yeah. All right, it's cool.
Get in close to David. All right. BROCCOLI. I am the broccoli and don't know why. CARROT. Carrots are healthy for you and me. Hello, boys and girls. Hey, it's a brand new cereal. You're the first kids. Cereal's loaded with all sorts of stuff that's good for you. Your vegetables and nutrients and stuff. And you know what we call it? Veggios! Cereal sucks!
Dude, they know the whole thing.
That's it, yeah.
Love that thing.
That's the best thing we ever roll up on. Best thing ever.
That's that should have been your TikTok.
Hey, man, let me tell you. If the distributors told you nobody saw that movie, they lied. You need to get more money.
Nah,
I didn't even know they were gonna do that.
That movie, like that was my first dealing with a blockbuster movie. That goes back to doesn't matter the size of your role, it's what you do with the role. So I only had one scene, but people remember that song.
That's amazing, man. Gary Owen, tell people your social media or your website, whatever, where they can reach you when they see this, and whatever else you want to say to the people before we sign you off.
At Gary Owen Comedy is everything, and I do not have an OnlyFans page. It hasn't got that rough yet.
Not yet.
I'm not saying never, but not yet.
That's what's up. Thanks for checking in, brother. I appreciate you. Much love, Gary.
Okay, man. Take care. Say what's
Thank
up
you,
to
bro.
Juanita. Tell Juanita go
Love
do
you,
some
man.
sit-ups.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my special guest on the show today, here on the check-in, my good friend, Gary Thang Johnson. What up, G?
I don't know about all that special guest stuff. I mean, we just talked earlier today, and you sent me a link and said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm in a pandemic. That I ain't doing nothing, and I'm available." You know what I mean? can't nobody fake being busy. You know what I mean? I can see the news in your state the same way you see the news in my state.
Right. So the people that been faking on the check-in and ain't been checking in really been on some bull is what you trying to tell me.
Been on some bull. I've been looking at these check-ins and people acting like they're busy. And then I turn around and I see them in their car going to the grocery store. There was some very nice, comfortable. There's some very nice, comfortable black cushion chairs. You know, I ain't see them in your house last time I was there.
I never said I was checking in from home.
Oh, okay.
You are in the check-in studios.
Oh, well, it's a nice check-in. I just hope he ain't got a 55-inch TV set that he's looking at in them big ass seats.
that would be crazy, but no, I'm at the studio of Greg Bush GBTV, man, and he said he got a 155-inch TV, so we good over here.
Fine. Well, who's to know? I can't see it, but don't worry about that.
Exactly, it could just be a rumor. So I know, man, I follow you on social media, and we talk all the time, like you told her, but I'm pretending to interview you. So, how have you been keeping yourself busy during this pandemic, besides the project that we'll talk about? What else you been doing for yourself?
Doing a lot of writing, producing, and basically calling up a lot of friends that used to owe me money and just tell them that they still owe me money. You know. And I'm taking all the little ones. I mean, normally it'd be petty for me to call and ask for $45. No, bro. I need that 45, and I also need the interest they're going. I know you don't think black people put interest on their money, but we do. And this calculator that I got in my phone is gonna calculate all. Yeah, sure it is. The calculation is to calculate every bit that you owe me from the back. Now, how do you owe somebody $45 for 6 years? How can you not come up with the $45? You tell me, D. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, regardless,
that's what I've been doing. I've been writing a lot, producing. I'm producing another TV show. We're in the process of selling the one TV show that I just produced, the comedy Shutdown, and just keeping it moving. But basically, man, just staying prayed up. I'm being blessed and just staying out the way, cause they no need to having the money if I can't spend the motherfucker. Excuse me for cussing.
Do you? Be you. You said the comedy Shutdown, which I was privileged to be a part of. How did that come about? And describe people what they can look forward to.
It came about where, when your schedule started getting canceled. You know what I mean? People calling you with they'll text you, say, are you available to talk in about 10 minutes? And anytime I hear that text message, I know the bull is coming. I'm going to call you in 15. I got to discuss some situations with you. So once I started getting 10, 20 of them calls, my schedule went down. So I said, well, let me call some other cats that I know whose schedules are also going down. And I thought that I provide an opportunity, even if it wasn't for a whole lot, but it'll put some money in their pockets. But it also will give me content that I will be able to sell to the masses of the people, considering that I knew another lockdown was coming.
Yeah, they warned us about this second lockdown. They just released that second batch, so we already knew it was coming. But describe what it is, because I was actually a part of it, and it's a virtual stand-up comedy show. But kind of break it down.
We shot it, and while I was watching the NBA playoffs, and they were shooting it in a bubble, I said that would be great to do a comedy show in the bubble with all the audience and the headsets where you can hear the audience in the virtual world, and comics come in and do their real set like it was a big ass crowd. And I also let the people that was shooting it to let them know to laugh, even if it was all the 6 cameramen that was shooting, even if it was the person that was handling the mics and the whole nine. I needed that audience to laugh but I also needed y'all to laugh behind that curtain, for you won't be spreading shit. So I needed all of that, and that's pretty much how we came about. And I say it's called the Comedy Shutdown because the comedy is shut down. We're shut down.
Yeah.
We can't really do live shows, even though people are out there doing it. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know. Nobody took the vaccine yet, and I'm waiting to see some real credible people that's rich to take it. I'm talking about they got a whole lot to lose. I'm needing them Oprahs and them. I need them Steve Jobs. I don't know Steve. No, not Steve Jobs.
Yeah. We don't want the vaccine. Sorry, Steve Jobs take it.
Yeah, let's not. You know where I'm going. I need them rich people to take it before you put it in this home. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
And then I need them to video. I want live video of them for a whole month. Now, I want the camera in the house. I want everyday living. And if nothing goes wrong within that month, come on, bring that vaccine to me.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt that same way. Actually, I don't even take flu shots, but I felt the same way about the when the swine flu was out and the H1N1, because as the joke I had made back in the day, they said it affected blacks and Latinos the most. That's why they called it H1N1. It was Hispanics and Negroes, and I wasn't trying it. So, the Comedy Shutdown, if people don't know or what you was telling them, he literally has a wall of people, just like they're doing on, like, say, Kelly Clarkson or the other show, Ellen, and things of that nature, where we performed in the studio. And the crew, that was one of the most sanitized sets. Everybody, they was hitting you with the sanitizer on your way in, on your way out. They kept 6 feet. They wore their masks. Like, I really didn't interact with people. In fact, I didn't even see you, and you was the host.
That's the way I wanted to do it. I only wanted to call in the comics at their time was to shoot. I didn't want no congregation around comics. I didn't want this to be a reunion of comics. If you were shooting at 3:30, I wanted you there at 3 o'clock. You wait into the green room by yourself, and then they come down and they come get you. You shoot and you get on. And that's how I wanted. I wanted to keep it COVID safe, because I know a lot of people, and if it's affecting Black people, I wanted to make sure that we cover all the bases of doing it. I wanted you to wear your mask all the way up until you got to the stage, and take your mask off when you perform it. And once you're done performing, put your mask back on and go. You get your money, you can skedaddle. You ain't got to hang around. You don't need to talk to me. You can text me. You can call me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. We're in a COVID situation, and I take that COVID seriously. Do you hear me? I done had 9 tests already. You understand? And I like to keep it the way it's going and bind the devil, send him back to the 5 pits of hell. I ain't got time to play with this. I know it's real because I watch the news a lot.
Right.
I see it in the corner. I mean, they put that number of people that's dead in every TV set. I saw it on C-SPAN, BET, MTV. They tell you how many people dead on every network.
Yep. It's not a game. It's not a game.
Not a game. So y'all out here thinking that it is a game, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. If it's affecting Black people, why are y'all out there partying? Why y'all still out there in the street? Why y'all still in the strip club like the girl that's shaking her booty won't give it to you from the ass clap? Why are y'all out here playing with this invisible killer? I mean, it ain't like the Invisible Man where you can throw some paint on him and you can see, oh, there you go. But no, you don't see. I'm just trying to say, now I know this ain't what the subject is supposed to be, but it's what's on my heart.
That's all that matters, man. We check it in, and when you check in with what you check in. You mentioned about the schedules counseling. Right before this hit and all of the previous couple of years, you've been out on music tour, and you've kind of carved a niche for yourself as being known as one of the most entertaining hosts of live concerts. How did that come about, and tell people what I'm talking about?
So I hosted this thing called the 90s Block Party first. And it's with Teddy Riley, Genuine, 112, Teddy Riley, it was a big 90s block party, and we was doing all arenas. And it started off there. I was only supposed to do a few cities, but that's so entertaining that my man Gary said, "Gee, you're doing a whole tour." And I ended up doing 43 cities doing that whole tour. Then he backed it up and he said, "Now I'm gonna do something for the young people. I'm gonna do the millennial tour." And I said, "Am I on the millennial tour?" And he said, "Yeah, hell yeah, you on the millennial tour." Now I had some people that don't nobody know that this is first coming live on the Check-In. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Don't nobody know this story but me and Jesus. Well, my mama too. And it was some people, and I don't want to tell you who it was, but they didn't really want me to host. They thought I was too old to host. And I was a little offended, but I was also saying, yeah, you might be right. But I knew what they needed. So they wanted AJ and Free. I said, them motherfuckers are older than me. So I just wanted to know. I'm like, how did we get to this? So now what you pretty much saying, I ain't big enough to host. So it went all the way to the last minute. It was on a Thursday. We was gonna be in Pittsburgh. And my man Gary, who has my back and to this day, got my back. And he said, "G, fly out to Pittsburgh. I want you to host the Millennial Tour." I hosted the Millennial Tour. And this what started Just Sit Your Ass Down. Because the changeovers was taking so long. I said, well, let me go out in the audience, because I already did it on the 90s block party. Let me go out in the audience, entertain the people, because you can't take a break right now, because you take a break with these young people, they're going to scatter to the audience, and they're going to go start to drink, and they're going to go to this concession stand. You'll never get them back. Right. So that's what started me to entertaining it, and the whole sit your ass down. It caught fire. It was so fire that now the people like waiting on me to come out. So it caught on, and then the Millennial 2 tour came. So that's how I started, and that's how I got the reputation of being like one of the entertainers. Because it will be a show on top of a show.
Okay, don't worry. What's your name? All right. Now, since you're 18, you over the age. If you ain't that good, we can fuck you up. Yes. If you should have said 16, they would have gave you a break. All right, 18.
Hey, bro. That's time.
Yeah, so tell them what Sit Your Ass Down is, because I really enjoy that and what you do with that. We'll probably post
Sit Your Ass Down is I will go up to a person and I'm looking for the worst thing. They think I'm looking for the best thing. I'm looking for somebody who's horrible. And it was 1,000 horrible people in there. And so it got to a point where people thought they were so good, but the crowd didn't give a damn. They wanted to tell you to sit your ass down. So soon as it would be in the big jumbotron, sit your ass down, before I even say it. And then the crowd started saying it, and I just said, man. So I started snatching the mic from people, which was the funnier thing than me even telling them to sit their ass down. And that was because you was terrible. No. Sometimes people will hand me the mic. I say, yeah, you should sit your ass down. And your mama should sit down for half.
Yeah, so you did those 2 tours, and then you went out with Lil Duval?
Then I went out with Lil Duval for the Living Your Best Life tour. I did 27 cities with Lil Duval. And how I got that tour is because Duval liked what I did on the Millennial Tour and the 90s Block Party, and he wanted that same kind of flavor brought on his tour. And shout out to Lil Duval, because he showed a lot of love. And he gave me all the dates. See, when you got a friend that's in the business and they doing dates and they only give you 1 or 2, they really ain't your friend. But if you got a friend that give you the tour and the schedule is coming and you know you're gonna get that week, and you know you're gonna get that the next week, I consider that a friend. You know,
Yeah,
I
that's
consider
what's
that
up.
somebody that's allowing me to eat and allowing me to help my family eat. So I did that. Of course, you know, I got my TV show Grown Folks. It got picked up on UMC, which changed to the All Black Network. And now I'm just producing and just staying active, you know, with all of this and basically just trying to stay out the way. And I've changed. I've become a changed person. Once this pandemic hit and situations happen in your life, you become a changed person. I became a changed person. I don't see things as futile or as a problem. I used to post angry things on my social media. I just was an angry person. I don't see.
I'm laughing because I know I'm glad that there's a kinder, gentler, more settled, peaceful G thing because people don't understand your journey. I do, and I'm going to point it out for him. This man actually started out promoting comedy shows in St. Louis. The hottest shows, all the comics wanted to do it. It was my introduction to a major show. You were the first person actually to bring me to a major show in St. Louis, and that whole thing. So when I tell you a story. The limo driver, when he picked us up, he's like, "Man, y'all gonna enjoy this show." I was like, "Have you heard anything about it?" He said, "Have I heard about it?" He said, "This man got every holiday on lock." He said, "You gonna love this. His shows are the shows to do in St. Louis." So you went from being a promoter to doing a little bit of stand-up to moving to LA and becoming an actor, where I would say you got the film, that Disaster movie. Tell me how you got Disaster movie first with Kim Kardashian and others.
So you got what? You right on track with the story. The story started off like I was hosting my own shows, and one show I did particular, I brought DL Hughley, I brought Faison Love, and I bought Chocolate. You remember Chocolate?
Yes.
Comedian, Chocolate. I brought them
Yes.
to the Westport Playhouse. It holds 2,000 people. And I sold both of those shows out. So the white people was beginning to find out, what the hell is he doing? He ain't doing that much radio. He just saying he doing the show, and the people just flocking to him. So what happened was, I started promoting those shows, and I said, well, let me host myself. Let me save that money on hosting. Let me host myself. So this one show, this what made me say I wanted to be a real comedian. I got heckled so bad at that show by a dude that I sold the tickets to at my beauty shop. I sold the tickets to him, and he up there saying, "Man, kill yourself. You horrible. Hey, man, what DL you met? Man, get your ass off the stage." And I was like, I said, "Darryl, man, I just sold you them tickets." And then he heckled me where I ran myself off the stage. And DL came up and did like 30 minutes on me. And I vowed to myself that was never going to ever happen to me again. Fast forward, I started booking big shows because I knew the transition of the black beauty shop and all of that was going to start fading. So I needed to find a new avenue to make money. So I started to promote shows. And then it got to a point where now the artist is charging me a lot of money because I'm doing shows at the Fox Theater and all these big arenas, because the white cats, they saw that I was the black guy. They called me the urban guy that knew how to bring these shows out, and they let me use their venues for free because they would get the money off the concessions and the whole nine. And all I had to do was just keep bringing them these hot shows that was selling. I just got bigger. So I said, let me move to LA and pull my Tyler Perry on. Let me blow up G-Thang's name. And I can just come to St. Louis and do shows just off my name. Well, that didn't happen. Because my girl ended up leaving me. Took all the furniture out the house, all the money out the account. It just went sideways. And
I'm laughing because they might think you're joking, but you're not.
No, dead ass serious. I know I'm smiling, and I know they can see my teeth because I'm so black. But when I tell you, everything just went downhill. So she took all the money out the account. I couldn't even afford to fly back home to put hands on, which I wasn't. Let me just make that point be known. But I was going to give a good black cussing out. She vanished. I never saw her. Matter of fact, to this day, I never saw her for a long time. And so I ended up staying out here, actually building a decent career. And then, you know, I said, let me study the acting. Let me get serious about it. If I'm gonna be out here, let me be out here. And I started getting roles, and I started networking and using that networking skill that I did with the promoting of the show. So I started calling up all the comics that showed me love from me showing them love, that they already had careers out here in LA. And they started returning those favors, which got the G-Thang name kind of known out here in Hollywood, would allow other people to see me. And then that started the whole career. And then that's when I started being on everybody's TV show.
And the crazy thing, it's funny how God works and how things transition, because the Millennial Tour and the hosting that you did, the skill set that you developed from that, people might not know, came from you doing major award shows and doing a warm-up. Now, a lot of people might, people might frown on doing warm-up, but they don't understand how to parlay certain things. It's some people that are professional warm-ups and they can make a good living and just be a warm-up forever. You took that skill and elevated it to the status. Plus, you were wise enough to take pictures with all of the celebrities. And let me tell y'all, people at home, I hope you got footage of this somewhere that you can post in life, because I've been in those audiences. The biggest names, Oprah, Angela Bassett, you know, Tyler Perry, they all in these shows. And he is roasting them like they regular audience people, and all on their laps and talking about them, and you wasn't intimidated by the moment. And I think that was a really masterful way of handling that.
I think, and you absolutely right, because I knew they knew what they was hiring when they hired me. So now I done did like 7 Image Awards, 5 Soul Train Awards, 6 BET Awards. So now I'm the hot commodity that you gotta call to host these TV shows, because these breaks are long, and the only cat that can do these is G-Thang. So you gotta get G-Thang. So the audience got so comfortable. So now it's time for me to kill the celebrity, because nobody is immune from me. So I told Samuel Jackson, he had on the most ugliest jacket ever in the history of jackets. And I told Sam, with the mic, in between the break, I said, Sam, you don't make that kind of money to have that kind of jacket on. You actually shouldn't even be in these TV seats. And boy, so he laughed. And then I run right next to Denzel. So Denzel pulls me up this way and said, hey, and excuse me for cussing. He said, you better not say a motherfucker thing about me. This Denzel Washington. And I said, whoa, is this is Denzel or Training Day Denzel? Crowd lost it. He lost it too. He started laughing. So that got me to doing all of the shows. They even asked me to do the Def Jam, the 25th anniversary of Def Jam. And how that went down is because any other comic that would have did it would have been intimidated. I killed all the comics.
Right.
I mean, I went through the list from you name them. Only cast I gave a break to was Bruce, Martin. Of course, I didn't, Mike Epps, I didn't mess with Mike. But everybody else, Steve Harvey on down to Chappelle, to Cat, I kicked everybody. I killed everybody. And so Chris Spencer said, gee, won't you give the mic to the comic and let them get one off of you? I said, why the fuck would I do that? I'm the one getting paid for this. You sound stupid. You're my boy, Chris. That's not a good idea.
Right. Why would you surrender the mic? Let that be a lesson to all young comedians.
I'm stupid. Yeah. And I got more clips in it. And he said, no, better yet, why don't you just hand it to them and let them kill you? I said, no. Why would I do that? I'm not that dumb.
Right. That's what I was. Yeah. That's what I was trying to interject. I was saying, let that be a lesson to any comedian out there. You never surrender your mic. You have the advantage and the power with the mic in your hand. So
I don't care how cold you think you are. I don't care how cold you think you are as a comic, and that you can come back. Once you get that mic to anybody in the audience or anything, and they get one off on you, and you cannot come back. If they hit you the way that dude hit that little basketball player, Nate. If they hit you and you anytime your hands go here with it, and your face, that's a
night.
And that's what you gotta do for any young comic, any comic out there. I know y'all think y'all colder than all the other comics. If you get that mic to somebody that's been practicing that one line, and they can't wait to explode, you in trouble, bro. If you ain't got a comeback.
Absolutely. It's hard to come back from that. That's sort of like Buddy Love in Nutty Professor when he snapped on Dave Chappelle's character. It was over for him.
And they thought he had.
He thought, but it was a problem. Coming up, I know you got you're gonna get back out here on this road. You've done specials, you've toured with Mike Epps. So stand-up is still your main game, but the hosting is taking over. I want to thank you personally on your show. He has a series called Grown Folks. As he mentioned, we kind of brushed over that. This was the first time I had an invited audition at a table read situation with executive producer and the whole cast and everything. So I appreciate that. I ended up being a cop on one of these episodes. I want people to watch that show. Yeah, so thank you, brother.
To prove a point. So I volunteer. Look at me. I volunteer. Good James ass. You the one that needed to go to the bank, and you the one that gave out our address. So I wouldn't have been at the bank if you didn't even know. And I didn't want you to go, but you volunteered to go. Well, what the hell you? Everybody on the ground now. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground. This is my house. Oh, it's my house. Hey, can we get up? We do nothing wrong. You need to get up and thank your wife. Oh, my wife. This is my house. How should I get back from St. Louis so fast?
So tell them where they can find Grown Folks and all your social media, and then we can close it out.
Okay. You can find Grown Folks on UMC. It's on there live, all 13 episodes. I suggest everybody watch it. It's funny. It talks about real life. It's like the Honeymooners Meet the Bernie Mac show. Watch that on UMC. You can find me on Instagram at Gary G. Thang Johnson. On all social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter is Gary G. Thang Johnson. Look for me. Follow me. I still ain't got my followers of it. You know, I can't even use a lie that I've been on there for only 2 weeks. And now it's been on there a minute and the followers still ain't grown. So what I need to do, and I didn't try all the tricks. I didn't have people retweet stuff. And then when I get people to retweet, I might get 100 out of that. And I'm thinking that, you know, they clicking in. And then around 20 more minutes after that, they click off. So I need to figure this whole social media thing out. So I'm on TikTok now. TikTok doing a whole gang of videos. I just did a new one. And it's on there now. So check your boy out. I'm gonna be in some city near you soon when this pandemic go away, or kind of go away, or at least go away inside the rooms I'm in. That means that they're doing rapid testing while you come in.
One more thing that I didn't touch upon, and this is something, if you look for him on social media, and you can tell him how this came about, his profile picture is a picture of him smoking a cigar, standing next to the one and only, while still in office, President Barack Obama. Tell him, yeah, that picture right there. He did that when we did the Martha's Vineyard Comedy Festival. And the craziest part about that photo for me, is that was the week I couldn't come, and I sent you in my place. And that was the week when the comics finally went golfing with the president. Tell him that experience, then we can call it.
So here's the deal. Damon, in anything that Damon can't do, he always called me first. At least that's the story I'm going to tell. He calls me and he said, G, can you come back? Now, I've already done Martha's Vineyard last year. He said, can you come back and do it again this year? Now, the year before, I thought I was going to meet President Obama. Didn't end up meeting him. But he was on the island. And so I was souped up like I was going to meet him. Didn't get a chance to meet him. So this year, when we came about, Damon can't do it. I said, man, hell yeah, I can do it. Matter of fact, I'm already in the venue. You know what I mean? And it was like a month away. So I get down to Martha's Venue, and Ray Allen comes to the show. I said, whoa, what Ray Allen doing here? This is big. This is gonna be big. So he comes up and he said, hey man, you funny. He said, we playing golf tomorrow. Would you want to play golf with us? I said, man, I ain't got my golf stuff. I ain't got no golf clothes or none of that. He said, I'm playing with the president. I said, you mean President Obama? I said, I'm there. Do you hear me? What time? Chris Spencer is the one that says he set it all up. Chris said, call me at 10 o'clock. I'm there. So we meet him up there, and I'm like, where's President Obama? But then I kind of figured, I see all these Secret Service people. I said, oh, President Obama coming. Then I see him. I'm anxious to get these pictures because ain't nobody black gonna believe that I'm out here playing golf with President Obama. So I'm taking pictures from afar and everything. So I go up to Ray Allen. Ray, when we gonna get pictures? You know what I mean? I ain't spent $500 on this outfit, $200 on these shoes, rented golf clubs for $300. I'm $1,000 in. This picture, they don't call this much. It's serious. Do you hear me? So I'm thinking, no, when we gonna get these pictures cracked? He said, G, we're gonna get the pictures later. So basically at the 18th hole, we're gonna get the pictures. Now, this is something that you didn't know. So I said, after we got through playing, I said, let me go ahead. If we're gonna get him at the 18th hole, I said, the hell with the 16th and 17th hole. Let me ride on to that 18th hole. I rise up to the 18th hole, and Secret Service said, hey, bro, keep it going. You know, he don't even know I'm playing with the president, but he don't give a damn. Keep it moving this way. I said, what the hell? I'm out on the parking lot. Thank God Chris Spencer came to go get his mama and then said, G, come on in, they looking for you. And I was like, well, shit, I'm looking for them. And then that's how all these pictures and the whole thing got taken. This picture almost didn't happen. I almost and didn't do the rest of them shows if I didn't get this picture. Do you hear me? So that the whole hosting for you riding on me getting this picture with President Obama.
That's a great story.
So we were supposed to go to the house. This is the last story up there. We were supposed to go to the house and we were supposed to do some stand-up. So Chris and all them said, yeah, I think Barack wants to come to the house and perform in front of Michelle and the people that's at the house. I said, hell yeah, let's get it done. And so we get there, and so I asked President Obama, I said, Mr. Obama, my mama love you. You got to start it off. You just gonna go right in. You don't go right in crazy. You got to tiptoe in crazy. And so I said, my mama love Michelle, and my mama love you. You did that. And I said, are we still doing comedy at the house? And he said, well, I don't know. He said, do any of you guys curse? And I said, I don't curse. I said, I don't curse. And Chris Spencer said, well, you know I curse like a motherfucker. And you know, he loves Chris. I said to Chris, Chris, if you have messed this opportunity up for me to go to that house, I would never speak to you ever again. And he sure did fuck that opportunity for us going to that house. And so I said, Michelle, I said, President Obama, I said, we still come to the house. He said, well, let me check with Michelle. I said, we ain't going. I said, right there, I already know we ain't going. I said, after he said they got to check with Michelle, I said, we ain't going. I said, but let me get one more picture with you. At least let me get one more picture. You know, and then that's when I took the gangster picture. I got other pictures that I posted on my page, but that's when I said, let me hold a cigar. Yeah. And Chris was like, why you got a cigar in your mouth while you taking a picture with the president? I said, he got a pack of Cool 50 Kings in his back pocket. What's that cigar, bro? You sound dumb. He got a pack of Cool 50 Kings in his back pocket. Do you understand? He is nuts.
You know Michelle don't like them smoking, so right now you dry snitching. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary G. Thang Johnson. Look for him on everything. Look for Grown Folks on UMC, and he'll be checking back in because that's my friend, man. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, Damon. Appreciate you. Love the check-in. And if you ain't watching the check-in, that means you ain't got no kind of computer. You ain't got no kind of good phone. You don't got no smartphone. You ain't even got a dumb phone if you not watching the check-in with those 3 big seats. The 3 black cushion seats.
God bless. I see you, boy.
Appreciate you, boy.